Okay, we are live.
Yeah. So I could.
Let me check. Yes, we are live. Perfect. So, dear friend, very welcome to this live stream by Space Renaissance International. We would like to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Apollo-Sojuz mission that occurred the 17th of July 1975, and it was the first joint mission between America and Russia and the URSS time.
Soviet Union.
So
Soviet Union, yeah.
we have here Werner Foing as the president of Space Renaissance International. We have also Alberto Cavallo, one of the founders with me. We founded SRI in 2010. And we have Steve Salmon. He is also a member of SRI, and he is also a member of the British Interplanetary Society. And we have Werner Grandl, another one of our directors of the board of directors of SRI. So I give the floor to Bernard, who will tell us something about this important celebration.
Yes. Okay, so welcome on behalf of the Space Renaissance International. And actually, I propose that we would...
Bernard, could you raise a little bit your volume? Because
okay.
Hear you loud.
Yeah. Okay, so I will do that. So yeah, welcome. So I am actually celebrating this historical event from the Korea, where we are now hosting the International Space University Summer Space Studies Program in the Anyang University close to Seoul. And actually, we have a series of events to celebrate both this Apollo-Sojuz, but also to celebrate the International Moon Week we are having this week, but as well a number of events that are connecting all of us over the world through space. And you could say space renaissance for all of them. And indeed, so this event was a key event in the sense it was the first mission between the US and the Soviet Union in the spirit, in a period of Cold War and the spirit of the discussion and future collaboration. And it was the first international space mission, and millions of people around the world looked at it on television, both from the American side and from the Soviet Union side. It was the first time that Soyuz mission was televised. So really, for the first time, they put a large visibility to this mission. And it was also the last mission crewed from the US, because the US used the last Apollo module that was left out of the Apollo program after the program was stopped, for the moon in 1972. And so there were 3 American astronauts on board. So Thomas Stafford, Vance Brandt, Deke Slayton, and 2 Soviet cosmonauts, Alexei Leonov, a very well-known space walker and of many space flights, and also Valery Kubasov. And so they performed a joint experiment as well, including they arranged to observe an eclipse of the sun by the Apollo module, and they could take photograph of the solar corona. So that also talked to my heart, because I was raised as a solar physicist and I studied the corona. But as well, this allows also some very interesting technical progress, but as well, of course, political and cultural advances. I was also, as you know, there was also the opportunity to develop a special docking session system between the Apollo and the Soyuz module, and there was some debate who would have the female part of the docking and who would have the male part of the docking. And it was an engineer of the Russian, Soviet Academy of Science, Anton Siryomatnikov, that designed, in fact, of a androgyne docking system that was used there. And so everybody was happy, but as well, it was much more robust and effective than an American concept, which was not retained. And both NASA and the Soviet Academy of Science retained this adapting system, which was later reused for a future mission, like the shuttle Mir docking that took place later. And even this was adapted as a docking system that we have now on the International Space Station. So from the technical point of view, there was some strong legacy. Of course, it was also a strong political legacy, as it was a sign that even in a period of Cold War, we were able to shake hands in space. And we should learn from this experience. I was also very close to COSPAR, the Committee for Space Research. And at that time, there was a very good friend and colleague, Professor Cornelis de Jaga, who was the president of COSPAR. And after this flight, he invited both astronauts to a COSPAR meeting, and he gave them a very special gift. He gave them some Dutch wooden shoe, one each of a pair of wooden shoe, and say, go in peace. And so I've still a very good memory of this story. And so now, later, we will show some images that can illustrate some key moments, but clearly a very important historical milestone, 50 years later, but also very relevant. And why do we do it today, 15 July? 15 July was the date when both the Saturn 1B that launched Apollo, and also the launch of the Soyuz module were done, 15th July. And then indeed the encounter took place on 17 July. And the time of docking was about 44 hours. And they had also the opportunities and to meet and to handshake in a spirit of friendship, in a spirit of advancement, in a spirit of space renaissance. Clearly the values that we cherish at the Space Renaissance International. So thank you very much. And I'm looking also to hear the memories and also some statement from the other members of this panel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernard. So I understood that you want to show some images.
Yes, so I will show it when I have access to. I will do it later when I have access with my laptop. Yeah.
The first round of comments among our guests here. I will start saying that this event that I've seen American astronauts and Russian cosmonauts 50 years ago to meet together in space while their countries on Earth were opposed by not a fighting war, but by the so-called Cold War. That was some kind of opposition, however, very hard opposition in that time. And so they, let me say, astronauts and cosmonauts gave a lesson to their head of states on Earth, a lesson of friendship, a lesson of collaboration, a lesson of brotherhood in space. And I think that this culture of collaboration in space has never stopped since the beginning of space exploration, and is still teaching something to us on Earth, because as Frank White noted with his theory of the overview effect, when you look at Earth from space, from orbit, you don't see any border between states. So what you see is a unique planet, blue and marble, and you start to think that humans are really crazy fighting each other on this small ball in the universe. And yeah, so I think that we should learn, we should continue to learn from this culture of collaboration in space, and we should even use it to in our outreach in a very determined and speaking loud to all the people that space is teaching something. Our space culture is teaching something very important today, that we are at risk of the third world war, and we think, SRI, we think that space can save our civilization. So expanding into space, starting civilian space development, can save civilization from implosion, from this horrible perspective of a third world war that would be a giant holocaust that humanity cannot bear, to lose even one only human life, because each human life can be important to solve the problems that we have. We don't know who will have the solution, so it could be everybody, anybody in any country, be it a developed country or underdeveloped or developing country, doesn't matter, because brilliant minds exist everywhere, have birth everywhere. And our duty is to go there and look for them and join them to our effort to really build a space renaissance for everybody on Earth. So we are not, I conclude here my small commentary. We are not interested to build artificial intelligence that can replace human intelligence. We are very much more interested going around in the world and looking for human intelligence that can be everywhere in the world. And it's our duty to find them and to bring them to help expanding humanity into space. So this is my small contributor to celebrate this important anniversary. Is anybody would like to say something?
If I may.
Please.
All right, just briefly, a couple of things. Firstly, I learned from someone, and I'm ashamed to admit that I forget his name. He worked at NASA for some years during the Apollo and Skylab period, and he came to one of our British Interplanetary Society conferences, and I think that was at Charterhouse. It was a few years ago now. But the whole subject of the Apollo-Soyuz test project came up in one of the talks. And that flagged a memory with me about a wonderful film back in 1969, Marooned. I don't know if all of you know of it.
Marooned.
Marooned. Yeah.
That's my ignorance.
I'm surprised at you, actually. No, in the realm of space films, it's one of the greats. And if you haven't seen it, I would very much encourage you to see it. Marooned. It
could be that it was published in Italy with another title.
Abbandonato nello spazio, forse.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
That says something to me.
So it's like the Skylab, a Skylab mission.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not going to say any more than that. Otherwise, I'll be dealing out spoilers. However, having said that, I did bring up that as a question in relation to the Apollo-Soyuz test project. And in fact, this former engineer and manager said, in fact, it was that film that helped inspire the whole Apollo-Soyuz test project in the first place. So I'll leave that hanging. But if you haven't seen Marooned, I would very much suggest that you do. And then just to say, I tried to reply to your email, Adriano, earlier this morning. I don't know if it got through to you, but in fact, Jerry Stone, who I think you probably all know, he'll be giving a lecture at the BIS headquarters in Vauxhall in person in 2 days' time. And people can join online as well if they can't be there in person. So I'll put the link in the chat if that's all right with you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
Yep.
very much. By the way, we are waiting for Jerry today.
Yes, I was wondering why he hadn't joined
Yeah,
yet.
he was supposed to join this meeting, so maybe
I'll tell you what, I'll give him a quick call. All right?
Yeah, thank you.
See if
Thank
he
you.
answers. All right. As we say in English, chat amongst yourselves. Don't wait for me to come back. I'll let you know if he's coming.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, Steve Salmon is from UK, but now he is connected with us from Rome, because he also has a flat in Rome or something like that, correct? Yes, because yeah, he was so courageous and he married an Italian girl.
Okay, I could add something, if I may.
Sure, go ahead.
I think in more than all that was said now, it's important to remind that on the ISS collaboration is still going on. There are still missions, and by the way, there is the agreement between America and Russia about having cosmonauts flying on from American soil and having American astronauts flying from the Russian launch site. By the way, is not in Russia; it is in Kazakhstan. And this means that the cooperation is still ongoing despite all that is happening between the US and Russia. And I think this is one of the few good things that are happening now in the world scenario, in this situation of strained relations between nations. So I think space is the only place where nations still cooperate, even if there is a very bad situation on Earth. And this is in our own direction what we are saying, that in space things could go better, and space could be the place where humanity can collaborate instead of fighting each other.
Yeah. Thank you, Alberto. Somebody entered, but we don't see. Starklar, who are you, Starklar? Can you?
Yeah, it's me because I have some slides.
Is you with another? Okay. So okay, I don't know if maybe Werner want to add something, or we can go ahead with the slides. Werner,
yes, it's difficult
please.
to add something because I think the main reasons have been said already. I think it was a historical moment in space traveling, and we should learn from that. And I think one reason is why this is historical, because living in space may be the next stage of human civilization. And I think every nation in the world has to learn from that. So that's what I wanted to add.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's very true.
So
I'd
Bernard,
like to share some slides.
okay, you're sharing. Bernard, but we don't hear you.
So these are some slides where, okay, so where we can see, okay, some images from the Apollo-Sojuz rendezvous mission. So this is, for instance, the Houston Control Center. And this is a model of the two modules. You can see the Apollo module on the left and the Soyuz with, you know, SSSR, huh? Or CCCP for the non-Russian speaking. And this is exposed. So there's a version which is exposed at the Air and Space Museum in Washington. And there are also some other elements that are exposed both in Russia and also in California. So this is actually the Apollo return module that was used for the Apollo-Sojuz mission, the capsule. And of course, this was celebrated. So here you can see a plate which was designed to celebrate Apollo-Sojuz after the fact. But, sorry, no, in fact, it was assembled in orbit during the Apollo-Sojuz mission by the astronauts. So you see in the background some of the dashboard from the module itself. Okay, so this is the launch of the Apollo capsule. And this shows you this both the Apollo module and the Soyuz module, and you can see the docking system, which is androgen. And so you have 3 petals on each side, like a flower with 3 petals, and the 3 petals go and you assemble with each other. So they are like androgynous. So there is not really a male or a female. And so everybody was happy. They had both sexes with them. And so indeed, the crew on board, so Stafford, Brand, Slayton, Leonov, and Kigasov. And here you can see Slayton together with Leonov, a very joyful meeting on board. So this is some pictures that were taken after with also the crew from the 2 countries. And at that time, so it was Gerald Ford that was president of the United States. So he made a phone call to both astronauts, and he talked to both the astronaut and the cosmonaut on board of Apollo-Sojuz mission. So another beautiful artistic view. And I think we have also, this is a real image that was taken from the Soyuz module, but of the Soyuz module from the Apollo module. And with the Earth in the background, of course. And this was celebrated after in memorabilia. So there were some stamps which were produced. So you can see that. There were also some medallions, so many memorabilia. And so, okay, these are some pictures I wanted to share to illustrate this historical moment. And there is also a famous picture of the handshake itself when they met over the docking port. So That's for some of the picture that sometimes say 1,000 words. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bernard. I think maybe Steve?
Yeah, I'm afraid I can't get through to Jerry. The number I have apparently no longer exists, and I've been trying to call some of my colleagues to try and get an updated phone number, but I can't get through to any of them either. So the wonders of modern communication, none of them are available for whatever reason. They must be working. Excuse me.
Maybe he's still in space.
Yeah, quite. Anyway, I've put the link and the photos in the chat. Anyway, I'll keep trying anyway. I'll keep trying some of my colleagues to see if I can get an updated number of Jerry. See if I can get in touch with him.
Excellent, but it's nice to have this diversity of country celebrating this event, which now belongs to all of us. It's not only US and Soviet Union, it's all of us. And the start of international mission and also a process of peace in space. And so we are going to celebrate it here, for instance, in Korea, with more than 150 students that are taking part of this International Space University Summer Space Studies. And actually, tomorrow I will talk about space habitats.
This is the
and
number
also
I
we'll have a dedicated workshop about moon outposts, really a follow-up of this legacy of Apollo-Sojuz program. Back to you.
Yeah, sorry, I was exchanging messages with Steve about telephone number of Jerry,
Yeah, okay.
maybe.
But maybe we could follow a bit with Werner from the point of view of architecture and how this the Apollo module, the Soyuz module, have evolved into habitats that followed like space station.
Well, I think the Soviet module was very robust, a very robust one. And what we can learn from the Russians is to make very simple solutions of engineering and not so sophisticated as the Americans sometimes are. So I think also if we are designing modules for space stations, we can learn also from the Russians and also from the Chinese to make it simple and redundant in a certain way.
Yeah.
Nice way also develop. I mentioned this technology of a docking system. I've seen some of the US concept. It was a concept that requires some mechanism that are tailor-operated, because not only you have to dock mechanically, but you have to connect electrically the different modules. But the beauty of this system by Anton Siriomertikov, that you were guiding the system, docking, but when you were docking them mechanically, automatically the plugs were connected.
I think the Russians have, I think the Russians have very smart engineers and scientists.
Yes, yeah.
And
very
we
elegant.
often underestimate them.
Yeah. So it was a great. And I had actually the honor to meet the children of this engineer, Anton Siriomertikov, because Anton Siriomertikov was spending a lot of time in the Indian Ocean, in the island of La Réunion, and he was a very good friend of our Space Renaissance member, Guy Pignolet, that you know well.
Pignolet, yeah. Well,
and
yes.
so, and in homage to Siriomertikov, we commissioned an artwork in La Réunion Island, which was in the shape of this docking system, but much bigger, like 5 meters big. And this was put in on a road, in a roundabout in La Réunion Island, and it's called the Gate of the World. And this was partly celebrating this encounter of the world of US and Soviet Union, but
Yes,
also
the world are
La
connected.
Réunion
each-
is a place where
Yeah.
you have different worlds that are meeting, and we celebrated that.
Réunion means that, okay? Réunion means that.
And La Réunion means yes,
Means
it's
that,
a place where you meet. So it's a beautiful place, and so there it's a place where we should organize a workshop from Space Renaissance.
Next time maybe.
Yes. Yes.
And
Okay.
it's in France.
Yeah.
It's in
Great.
France, so it's part of
Part of France, yeah.
part of France. Excellent.
Good. So, what do we want to do? If we have said everything, we could maybe close this because I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's good. So I want to
Just
advertise.
one question to Steve. Did you maybe have some news by Jerry?
Yes, actually, yeah, I thought this might happen. Thank you. Your number was correct. Anyway, I've just spoken to Jerry. He's still en route home, and
Okay.
he may not be there until in about 20 minutes. So,
Yeah, I think that's okay because we are going to celebrate the whole week this Moon Day in Moon Week, and we'll have another opportunity on the 21st of June, and so around July, sorry, July, around 16 continental time, the International Moon Day event. So we have here in Korea a workshop about moon base, but next week we'll have also a workshop in China about the design of future moon outposts and space renaissance for all. So we'll have also the input from Chinese students. And as you know, we have the Artemis program where many countries are involved, but we have also the International Lunar Research Station, which include many countries. And we follow the guideline of United Nations in terms of peaceful cooperation. And so with Space Renaissance, we want to work with both. And we have a spirit of a moon village where everybody is welcome. And so we are happy to have events over different continents to celebrate both the Apollo-Sojuz, but also International Moon Week. So there will be opportunity for Jerry eventually to join us at this event.
What is going to happen the 21st in the afternoon, in the European afternoon at 3 p.m., Ganim Alotaibi will run a webinar with a lecturer from Quentin. Now I don't.
Quentin Parker.
Quentin Parker from OASA, Hong Kong.
From Hong Kong, and actually, excellent. I will be with Quentin in Beijing on 23rd of July. So, yes, everything is
decided to do it at 3 p.m. because of the time difference. That our usual time at 9 p.m. would be in the middle of the night for him. So we decided to anticipate it. And I will not be there because I will be traveling that day.
Yes.
But so if you can maybe join Ganim and for that webinar, it would be great.
Yes. Okay. And so on this webinar, after the webinar by Quentin, we have organized also a link with one of our analog astronauts. That's Pauline Roblin. She's she's inside a module in a moon base, and she will participate to this Moon Day celebration from inside the moon base.
We have met her in Catanzaro.
Exactly. She's one of our young lunar explorers that received a Space Renaissance grant together with Joanna, and they were part of Catanzaro. Yes. So we are a small family, but we want to expand to space.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So
excellent.
Maybe we can close it. We don't have anything more to say.
Yes, so that's good.
It was very, very, very important to celebrate this anniversary today. And let's keep on working and outreaching to all the world for space renaissance for all in the world.
Space Renaissance for all.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Well, in fact,
Thank
you said
Goodbye.
something very important also, Bernard, just very, very quickly before we go, is that this is also why, obviously, it's so important for us all to be doing outreach, is because those who are going to be able to save our future may be just children at the moment. And unless the current generation can come up with a few miracles, it may be those who we are outreaching to now, where we plant the seeds and help them germinate, that will come up with the solutions we so desperately need. So that's why I'm always proud to be doing outreach with the BIS.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I think that what I like in the BIS, you celebrate some achievement of the past, but also you look toward the future. As I know, you are organizing a very nice conference in October.
Yes. Oh, good.
Space.
Yes. Reinventing space. Yes.
So, and we hope to participate. Actually, I plan to come there on the Monday, and possibly we could talk about how with Space Renaissance we could collaborate to reinvent space. As you know,
that would be lovely. I wish you would have been able to present a paper.
Yes, I will be in London. I will be in London for that, and we have various committees. We have a Space Habitat Committee with Werner Grandl as a co-chair. We have a space philosophy. We have a space policy, and as well. So we have different ways, different dimension of space where we have to reinvent and also to act.
Yes. No, indeed. I mean, we've just finished doing the selection, or at least the selection of all the abstracts that were submitted. 63 of them were submitted.
Oh my God! So I should.
And we tried to publicize it all on social media and email, etc. But on another occasion, it will be fantastic if you can do even several papers at the conference. And also panel discussion. There is so much. And also there are several artists, I hope, who will be presenting at the conference as well.
Yeah,
so,
very good.
Anyway, sorry, gentlemen, I don't mean to take up any more of your time, but I just thought
but that's good. Let's help each other.
We have time. Yes. Not a problem. By the way, I just want to say that soon, maybe in 1 month or so, we will open our call for papers for the 4th SRI World Congress that will take place next year in July, in early July.
Right.
And so I think we will open the call for papers in September, because we want to start very early to prepare this Congress, also holding some preliminary webinars in preparation, starting to discuss the main concept that we want to propose and to discuss at the Congress and so on. It will be a very critical Congress for us, because in the current geopolitical situation and astropolitical situation, I believe the philosophical contribute of Space Renaissance is very much needed. So it will be a very hard work for us to prepare the Congress thesis and what we will propose to the world. Yes, because this is what we make with our Congresses. So I believe in September the call for papers will be ready. We are already discussing it. Okay, so
excellent. So we
have
the
Reinventing Space link in the chat anyway for you, in case you want to. I mean, obviously the program will be published later on once.
But I didn't find the call for abstract on your website, so I tried to contact people so that we could have a slot. Yes, if you could have a slot.
I'm sorry, Bernard. That's we've been going through a bit of transition between CEOs recently, which has kept very, very busy.
If you could reserve a short slot for Space Renaissance, like 15, 20 minutes, that would be great. Then
I'll see what I can do. Just keep in touch with me and keep prodding me, all right? And I'll do my best to prod the rest of the committee.
Because in any case, I'm planning to be in London the week before, so I'm there already. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. We have another event.
It'll be great to see you again. Now, we haven't seen each other since Paris.
Yeah.
The IAC in Paris. That seems a
catch up.
lifetime ago.
And celebrate. Very good. All the
Okay,
best.
gentlemen.
So, Apollo-Sojuz.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks so
Let's
much.
drink some vodka.
Okay. Поехали.